All right, let's turn things up to 11 today as we dive into the world of Gojira.
Sounds good to me.
They've been a force in heavy metal for almost 3 decades.
Yeah, close to 30 years now.
And to really understand their journey, we're tapping into a cool mix of sources.
Oh, yeah.
We've got their Wikipedia page giving us the official lowdown.
Okay, classic.
But then things get really interesting with some buzzing Reddit threads.
Always a good source for passionate opinions.
Exactly. And to top it off, we even have some Grammy news sprinkled in.
Wow, hitting the big time, huh?
All of this paints a picture of a band that's gone from small-town gigs to, well, the global stage.
That's quite the trajectory.
What's really blown me away is how Gojira has evolved over the years.
Right.
They've stayed true to their core sound, but they've also managed to constantly reinvent themselves.
Absolutely. And it's that ability to evolve that makes them so interesting.
They haven't followed the typical path to success,
Yeah, it's not your cookie-cutter rock star story.
But they've become one of the most respected and influential metal bands around.
For sure. They've earned their place.
For those who might be new to Gojira, can you give us a quick rundown?
Oh, absolutely. So rewind back to 1996.
Okay, back in the day.
They started out calling themselves Godzilla,
Fitting.
considering the force of their music.
Yeah, I could see that.
Then in 2001, they made the switch to Gojira.
And the rest, as they say, is history.
It's been an upward climb ever since.
Something that really struck me was the stability of their lineup.
Yeah, that's pretty remarkable.
The Duplantier brothers, Joe and Mario, they've been there from the start.
The heart and soul of the band.
And they've had Christian André and Jean-Michel Labadie alongside them since 2001.
Solid lineup for sure.
That kind of stability, it's not that common, especially in heavy metal.
You're telling me bands change members like they change guitar strings?
I know, right? It makes me wonder if that shared history is part of what gives their music such a cohesive feel.
I think so. There's a definite synergy there.
What would you say sets their sound apart from other metal bands?
Well, it's their ability to blend different subgenres so seamlessly.
Oh.
You hear elements of technical death metal, progressive metal, even groove metal.
It's like a metal melting pot.
Yeah, they take all those elements and weave them into something that's uniquely Gojira.
So it's not just about brute force.
Definitely not. Their music is technically impressive.
Oh, for sure. They're incredibly skilled musicians.
But they never sacrifice emotion or atmosphere for the sake of technicality.
It's like they create these sonic landscapes, right?
Exactly. It's powerful, but it's also deeply moving.
And it's not just their music. Their lyrics are pretty thought-provoking, too.
Absolutely. They delve into some pretty deep stuff.
Like what?
Well, you've got spirituality, environmentalism. They even tackle existential questions.
Whoa, heavy stuff.
For instance, take their song, The Art of Dying.
Okay, I know that one.
It explores the Buddhist concept of impermanence.
Wow, that's not your typical headbanging fare.
Nope, they go beyond the surface.
There's definitely a lot more to Gojira than meets the eye.
Absolutely. You gotta dig deeper.
The more you listen, the more you uncover.
They're the kind of band that rewards those repeat listens.
So, they're this French metal band with a philosophical bent and a unique sound.
You got it.
But then, in 2024, they did something completely unexpected.
What's that?
They performed at the Summer Olympics opening ceremony in Paris.
Oh, yeah. That was a huge moment.
It's mind-blowing how that even came about.
It was truly historic.
I mean, it was the first time ever that a heavy metal band was featured in an Olympic opening ceremony.
Yeah, they broke some barriers there.
And they didn't just play any song.
Right.
They chose Ça Ira.
A powerful French revolutionary anthem.
It was a bold choice.
They rearranged it with Victor Lemans and brought in opera singer Marina Viotti to perform with them.
Wow, that's layers upon layers of amazing.
It was epic.
I've seen clips online and it was just electric.
They brought this raw energy to what's usually a very formal event.
It definitely got people talking.
It challenged a lot of preconceived notions about heavy metal.
The Reddit forums have been buzzing ever since.
No kidding, the fans are going wild.
Especially because the studio version of Syra, which they released as Mea Culpa, Chira, is up for a Grammy.
That's right, Best Metal Performance at the 2025 Grammys.
And speaking of 2025, there's another reason the online world is buzzing about Gojira.
I think I know where you're going with this.
A potential new album. Have you seen anything about that on those Reddit threads?
Oh yeah, the fans are getting restless.
Everyone's speculating about what direction they might take their sound next.
Especially after that Olympic performance.
Will they lean into more orchestral elements?
Well, we hear even heavier soundscapes.
It's all very exciting, But as far as I know, there's no official release date yet.
Not that I've seen either, but that's part of the fun.
Yeah, the anticipation builds the excitement.
It gives us something to look forward to.
But before we get too ahead of ourselves, let's bring it back to their music.
Sounds good to me. That's where their true brilliance lies.
I could agree more.
It's really their ability to weave those complex musical arrangements together with really thought-provoking lyrics.
Right, right.
It's heavy metal, but with a conscience.
Yeah, there's real depth there.
Absolutely.
What are some of the philosophical ideas they explore?
Oh, they touch upon a wide range of topics.
Okay.
But some of the recurring themes you see are environmentalism, spirituality, the human condition.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, their song From Mars to Sirius.
Okay.
It's a whole concept album that critiques humanity's impact on the planet.
Wow.
You know, it calls for a shift in consciousness.
It's a powerful message, for sure.
Delivered through intense music and some really vivid imagery.
It's like they're creating worlds with their music.
Exactly. It's more than just songs.
That's a whole experience.
Yeah, and they do it without being preachy.
Oh, that's important.
It's not like a lecture. Their lyrics invite you to think.
You question things.
Engage with these big ideas.
It's really cool how they actually walk the walk, too.
Oh, yeah?
I was reading they've been active in supporting all sorts of environmental and social causes,
That's right.
like donating proceeds to organizations like the Sea Shepherd Conservation Society.
Protecting marine wildlife.
Exactly. And they launched a fundraising campaign to support indigenous rights in Brazil.
They're putting their money where their mouth is.
It's impressive.
It is.
You know, I have to admit, I'm still reeling from their Olympic performance.
Yeah, it was pretty groundbreaking.
I mean, it was so unexpected.
Truly a watershed moment for heavy metal.
Seeing them on that stage, performing such a historically significant piece of music, it was electrifying.
I know, it's hard to describe.
Do you think this Olympic appearance could have a lasting impact on how people see heavy metal?
I think it has the potential.
You know, open doors for other metal bands to reach a wider audience?
It could. Heavy metal's been kind of relegated to the fringes.
Often misrepresented.
Misunderstood, for sure.
But Gojira, performing on such a global stage, it challenged those stereotypes.
Showcase the power, the artistry.
It's a step in the right direction.
It is.
And the fact that they did it with a song about revolution,
Yeah, it's the best part.
bringing a bit of rebellion to the Olympics.
There's a sense of defiance in their music.
It's not just anger, though.
Right. It's more about questioning authority.
Challenging the status quo.
Fighting for something better.
They're revolutionaries at heart.
In a way, yeah, they're using their music as a platform
To speak out.
to inspire change
To connect with people.
on a deeper level.
And they're doing it all on their own terms, too.
How so?
Well, they produce their own albums.
Impressive.
They have their own studios in France and New York City.
Wow.
That's pretty remarkable for a band with such global success.
It's a testament to their independence.
Their commitment to their vision.
They've built their career from the ground up.
DIY all the way.
It's inspiring.
What can other bands learn from them?
A lot, I think. Like, about staying true to your vision. Maintaining that creative control.
It's not always easy.
Especially with pressure from the industry.
I want to circle back to their music for a bit.
Yeah, let's do that.
You mentioned earlier how they blend different metal subgenres.
Mm-hmm.
Can you elaborate on that? What makes their sound so unique?
Well, they have incredible technical proficiency.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Especially the Duplantier brothers.
Their drumming and guitar work is amazing.
Intricate and powerful,
Yeah,
but it's not just about technical skill.
right.
It's about how they use those skills to create atmosphere emotion.
I see.
They take elements of technical death metal with its complex rhythms and riffs,
Mm-hmm.
combine that with progressive metal's focus on experimentation, unconventional song structures.
Right, and then there's the groove metal influence.
Adds that heaviness, the rhythmic drive.
It's like a perfect storm of metal.
Yeah, but it's more than just the sum of its parts.
What do you mean?
They've synthesized all these elements into something distinctly Gojira.
You can hear it immediately.
You know it when you hear it.
Has their sound changed over time? Have they always sounded this way?
They've definitely evolved.
Okay.
Their early albums, like Terra Incognita, The Link,
I know those.
they had a rawer, more aggressive sound.
Mm,
But you can hear the seeds of their later experimentation even then.
I see.
As they've progressed, they've become more experimental,
Okay.
incorporating more atmospheric elements, exploring a wider range of dynamics.
Makes sense.
I think their 2016 album, Magma, was a bit of a departure.
Oh, really? How so?
Magma is a really interesting album. It's their most personal and emotionally raw work.
Okay.
They wrote it after the Duplantier brothers lost their mother.
Oh, wow.
So it's a bit more stripped down,
Makes sense.
more atmospheric compared to their previous albums.
But it's still Gojira.
Yeah, you can definitely tell it's them.
It seems like they're not afraid to take risks,
They're constantly pushing themselves creatively.
exploring new territory.
And they never seem content to rest on their laurels.
From playing in a derelict barn in France to headlining festivals and the Olympics, it's amazing how far they've come.
It really is. And, it's a testament to their hard work, their dedication,
Definitely.
and just this unwavering belief in their vision.
It's inspiring.
They never compromised,
Their artistic integrity.
Yeah, that's something I really admire about them.
They've proven that you can achieve success on your own terms without sacrificing your artistic vision.
Absolutely.
What do you think the future holds for Gojira
Well, there's all this buzz about their new
in
album.
2025?
Fans are waiting,
Eagerly.
I think it's safe to say Gojira is at the top of their game.
It's exciting. I'm curious about their Olympic performance, what it might mean for them going forward.
Oh, yeah.
Could it open up new avenues?
Creatively, commercially,
Yeah.
both, it's definitely possible.
What do you think?
Well, they were exposed to a much broader audience.
Yeah, lots of people who maybe had never heard heavy metal before.
Exactly. So it could lead to some interesting things.
Collaborations, maybe?
Possibly with artists from other genres.
Maybe even film scoring.
Oh, yeah, that would be interesting.
Who knows, maybe another Olympics performance.
Yeah, that would be something.
It's really exciting to think about the possibilities.
It is, but I think the most important thing for them is to stay true to themselves.
Keep pushing those boundaries.
Creating music that's powerful, meaningful.
You hit the nail on the head, their authenticity. That's what resonates with so many people.
Right?
It's not just about the music, it's the message
The energy, the passion they bring,
to everything they do.
that's what makes them more than just a heavy metal band.
They're artists, activists, thinkers.
They're using their platform to make a difference.
This deep dive has been a real eye-opener for me.
Yeah.
I have a whole new appreciation for Gojira.
I think what's so fascinating about them is how they embody the evolution of heavy metal.
How so?
They've taken that aggression, that intensity from the genre's roots.
Right.
And infused it with melody, atmosphere,
Yeah.
a profound sense of purpose.
It's heavy metal for a new generation.
One that's not afraid to think, to feel, to question.
It makes me wonder, could they be the band to bridge the gap between heavy metal and the mainstream?
That's a really interesting question.
What do you think?
Well, they have the talent, the vision,
Definitely.
and the momentum.
Maybe their Olympic performance was just the beginning.
It could be.
I guess we'll have to wait and see.
We will.
One thing's for sure, Gojira is a band that demands to be heard.
They're a force to be reckoned with.
This deep dive has been directed by Human Clock.